The San Pedro cactus grows in Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador. San Pedro grows prolifically in the Andes and is prized for its massive and short-lived blooms. These flowers only open at night for a few days, sometimes just one, before decaying. After fertilization, their fragrance attracts nighttime pollinators, like bats. It grows at an elevation of 1,000 to 3,000 meters and is a popular ornamental plant. In these countries, it's known for its hallucinogenic and healing properties. It's one of South America's oldest magic plants. It's been used for over 3,300 years. It's a fast-growing blue-green column-shaped cactus, and it can grow up to 40 centimeters, nearly 16 inches per year. It can reach 12 meters, or about 39 feet tall. And as the cactus grows, it branches out, and it resembles a candelabra. San Pedro preparation is extremely time-consuming. Preparation can take up to 24 hours. First, you have to cut up the plant, then boil it until it's soft. Once soft, it's crushed and drained. The liquid is added to plant boiling water. The solution is then reduced to a bitter green liquid, and those who attend special ceremonies drink this liquid. Preparing 1 foot, or about 30 centimeters of San Pedro, takes 4 to 5 hours. In South America, the name of this cactus can vary per country. The cactus is legally sold in garden centers and greenhouses down there. Shamans of northern Peru will often purchase it in Peruvian markets. Those who can tolerate the bitter taste drink the filtered liquid, while others prefer to boil it until it becomes tar. This mescaline tar is dried, pulverized, and sold in capsules. This eliminates the bitter taste and reduces the number of capsules needed to wake you up, in a way. The oldest evidence of San Pedro's use is a stone carving of a Huachumero shaman in Peru. Archaeologists date these discovered carvings back to 1500 BC or earlier. Old textures also show cacti with jaguars and hummingbirds. It's believed that St. Peter holds the keys to heaven. This is a strong reference to San Pedro's transcendent effects on the human mood, and may have invoked the namesake of this cactus. Among the most widespread effects of this plant is the possibility of resurfacing forgotten memories and working with St. Peter's spirit. You can also increase your ability to see and feel the world by showing unconditional love to every living thing and inanimate object. Consuming this plant opens your mind to these varied possibilities. Indigenous people of the Andes, Peru, and Ecuador still use this cactus for medicinal and therapeutic purposes. In healing, the mind often seeks heart wisdom. San Pedro bypasses the mind's defenses and, subsequently, the ego's resistance. People with a lot of mental activity can have surprising transformations, with heart energy centers opening vastly. A sacred ceremony exists for the consuming of this plant. Traditional San Pedro ceremonies require more preparation, such as limiting alcohol, meat, and rich foods. Some providers suggest meditating, journaling, and other spiritual preparations for 3 to 7 days in advance. Before the St. Peter ceremony, the San Pedro ceremony can begin. 3 elements must be present to allow shamanic healing: the shaman's spiritual power, mescaline, and a table altar. 3 zones of spiritually charged objects cover the table. The left represents death, the center represents balance, and the right represents life. Depending on the type of shaman, the rite is performed at night, or it may be performed during the day after a long purification ceremony. Ceremonial acts are accompanied by prayers, invocations, and songs, and these acts invoke native and Catholic gods. After the purification, the medicine is consumed. Shamans usually drink first. The ceremony's participants decide whether or not they're going to go next. Normal medicine is pure San Pedro extract. The effects begin 15 to 40 minutes after drinking the tea and build over the first 1 to 3 hours, peaking at around 3 to 4 hours. In this time span, the healer can see the patient's illness after the plant activates his vision. As a treatment, the shaman massages or suctions the patient. It aims to extract disease's supernatural causes from patients. In some cases, disease-causing forces may attack the patient during the ceremony. The shaman must act quickly in these instances as they fight the attackers. The shaman focuses on your specific needs and often performs a cleansing of your energy. These are life-changing moments that allow us to let go of years of bottled-up emotions and thought. We're presented with a possible new outlook on life, the world, and you may have the opportunity to break free from old habits and beliefs. People's personal well-being and power can be reclaimed by helping them overcome obstacles to their personal well-being and power by healing negative thoughts and emotions that impede their progress and moving on with their lives in a very healthy manner. So through these ceremonies, there's also the chance to reflect on your life and then in turn set goals for the future. There can be huge transformations and long-term healing for people who have been plagued by certain issues for many years or even their entire lives when they receive proper treatment. Spanish missionaries condemned this sacred ceremony as devil worship, and colonial dominance nearly wiped out traditional ecological knowledge and cultural practices. To this day, Westerners travel to Peru to participate in legal San Pedro ceremonies. It's important to note that a San Pedro ceremony may be unethical if the facilitator illegitimately claims to be from a specific lineage, especially when charging money and profiting off of indigenous knowledge. San Pedro has been used for centuries to treat unknown diseases. Interestingly, it isn't just a superstition of the Andean tribes. Science does suggest that there are medicinal benefits. Consumption of San Pedro reduces hypertension, heart disease risk, nerve disease, and joint problems. The mescaline-containing substances within the San Pedro cactus have also been used by indigenous groups to maintain reproductive health. These are interesting things with JC.